Ghostbusters 3 is coming out summer 2020, and I am not excited. And usually I won't do videos, about things that I'm not excited for, but I just have to talk about this. It's been on my mind for a bit. So yeah, I'm not saying that this third Ghostbusters movie is not going to be good or great, or, I'm not going to say that because I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, obviously. Nobody has, and it's coming out summer 2020, so I'm not saying it's going to be a bad movie. I'm just saying the reasons why I'm not excited for it, and, unless the trailer blows me away, I mean, the actual trailer, not just the teaser trailer of the Ecto-1, I'm probably not going to check it out. I don't want to get into James Rolfe Cinemassacre, Ghostbusters 2016 territory, but, I'm just going to talk about why I'm not really interested in seeing a third Ghostbusters movie that basically passes the torch on to, newer actors, because I feel like the core of what makes Ghostbusters good, the original movies, is, the original cast, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, rest in peace. And that's another reason why, the Ghostbusters, a third Ghostbusters movie doesn't really work, because we don't have all of the original cast. And I feel like it would be in poor taste if Harold Ramis was CGI'd as like a ghost or whatever. That would just be in poor taste, man, in all honesty. And there's been a third Ghostbusters movie in talks, about forever at this point. I don't think it'll work, and the fact that they're passing the torch on, I don't think that'll work also, because so many franchises have done this. Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever, ton of movie franchises. I just don't think Ghostbusters is a great franchise, in my opinion. It works as a couple of funny comedy movies, but it's like, it just doesn't really work, in my opinion. Yes, there's, supplementary material like the cartoons and the action figures, the video games and whatnot, but I just don't see the Ghostbusters, movie franchise specifically spanning over, 5-6 movies, and obviously they're trying to do that. Sony is trying to make Ghostbusters into a franchise, but it just doesn't have too many legs to stand on, in my opinion, especially when you get the younger cast in and you don't have the original four. And it seems like if this third Ghostbusters movie is successful, they'll pass the torch, and there'll be younger Ghostbusters, and there won't even be the original cast. And, while I think this movie, I'm not excited for this movie. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good movie. Jason Reitman's directing it, and he's done great work. Also, Thank You for Smoking, Juno, all good, pretty good movies, especially Thank You for Smoking. That's just a brilliant movie, in my opinion. Jason Reitman's directing it, and the guy that's directed the Poltergeist movie, the Poltergeist remake, is on it, so that's a little, worrying, but oh well. Anyway, I'm just not excited for this because I don't think Ghostbusters fundamentally works as a string of movies. Like, it just doesn't work as a 4-5 movie franchise, and that's obviously what Sony is trying to push. And with the 2016 reboot, it's just, I don't know. But I do feel like Leslie Jones is wrong, because she says it's so insulting that this Ghostbusters movie won't, directly tie into Answer the Call, which is the subtitle, the tacked on subtitle of the 2016 reboot. So Ghostbusters 3 is likely going to completely ignore the events of Answer the Call, the 2016 reboot, and Leslie Jones, who is, angered about that. She says it's insulting, even though Answer the Call directly ignored the first two Ghostbusters movies, and even though it says in the trailer 30 years ago 4 scientists saved New York, they are never referenced in the Ghostbusters 2016 movie. Instead, the Ghostbusters cast are, cameo roles, and actually just don't have anything to do with their original Ghostbusters characters. So, calling it insulting that Answer the Call won't be, present in the third Ghostbusters movie, it's a little hypocritical, to be honest, but that's just my 2 cents out of the way about Leslie Jones's comments. But anyway, Answer the Call. I mean, that was just obvious. Then obviously going to ignore the events of Answer the Call. But I just don't see Ghostbusters 3 making in a ton of money. I mean, maybe it will. Maybe I'm completely wrong and the original cast is just what the franchise needs to be successful again, passing the torch. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but it's just I'm not excited to see this movie. Now, when there's an actual trailer, and if it's good, I'll probably be hyped like everyone else is, but I don't know, like, Ghostbusters just, in my opinion at least, it just doesn't work as a long-running movie franchise, and I feel like people so urgently want it to be like a 5-6 movie franchise, and I feel like, taking a younger cast and, putting them in the Ghostbusters universe as new Ghostbusters, yes, that works on paper, but I feel like it's a little too late for that, especially when Harold Ramis has passed away, and it's just very poor timing, and I don't know. But I am excited that Jason Reitman's directing it and writing it. I mean, that is good at least, and Ivan Reitman is, producing the whole thing, so there's a lot of, good people surrounding this project, but it's just a little too late at this point, too little too late, as people say. And James Roth, he's made a video, ages ago, a couple of years ago, about the failed attempts of a third Ghostbusters movie, and I recommend you check that out because it gives you great insight, far better insight than I ever could do on the whole Ghostbusters 3 development cycle, and, how Dan Aykroyd was trying to get a Ghostbusters movie off the ground, and it just wasn't happening until now, until, 2019 and 2020, there's finally going to be a Ghostbusters movie in 2020, but it's just too late at this point. I feel like the damage of 2016's reboot is going to affect the Ghostbusters 3 box office revenue, and I feel like just putting it to a younger cast, to basically pass on the torch, it's just a clunky idea from the get-go, in my opinion, and I know it can work, but at the same time, I just feel mixed on it, and I feel like it's just, it just won't be that great, to be honest, because you can never recapture, the 4 original guys. You can't unless they do something completely different with the new upcoming, kid Ghostbusters, unless they do something completely different with their personalities and they're not like a original Ghostbusters ripoff, maybe that can work, but again, nothing can replace the original cast, in my opinion. And yeah, that's going to do it for me, basically. What are your thoughts regarding Ghostbusters 2020? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section down below. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. And please, challenge me in the comments. If my points don't add up and if my, thoughts can be challenged, just challenge them in the comments if you disagree. I really don't care. I mean, I do care. I want to hear your feedback, but it's like, I don't care if my opinion is challenged, I guess. So, Ghostbusters 3, are you excited to see it? Let me know your thoughts, and yeah, or is it just too little too late? That's my stance anyway. They've tried to make a Ghostbusters movie for so long now, it's finally happened, and it's just, I kind of lost interest in my opinion, and I feel like putting it to a younger cast, it's just, I don't know, you can't replace the original 4, you can't replace that sort of magic, I guess, and I feel like they're going to try to emulate the 4 original cast members with these younger actors, and I feel like unless you do something completely different with these younger actors, it just won't work, because I feel like these younger actors that are going to be the new Ghostbusters, quote-unquote, reportedly at least, are just going to be rip-offs of, Peter Venkman, Egon, etc., etc., you know what I mean? Winston, they're just going to be rip-offs, and they're not actually going to be their own characters, and they're obviously going to just be compared to the original cast, so it's also unfair on the child actors as well, so I don't know. It's an interesting topic, but this is why I'm not excited about the Ghostbusters 3 movie so far. A trailer, a proper full trailer can change my mind, but we'll see. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next time. Ghostbusters 3 is coming out summer 2020, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the new Ghostbusters movie, or maybe, hell, they'll delay it again and we'll never see a Ghostbusters 3. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, see you guys next time. Bye.